When we talk about multiple possibilities, infinite possibilities, they're not just possibilities, they are realities, but they're not reality in terms of this dense physical existence, right? And this physical existence is not dense. It is the end of a spiral, essentially. So, if we're sending information all the way from the top down through the spiral, the beautiful fractal spiral of creation, then our human existence is more toward the end of the line, so to speak. Okay. So, we change the program by changing it up here. Now, that being said, in terms of time and the lives that we live and the truths that we exist in, it's less about, and this is something that a lot of people are sort of, I don't want to say misspeaking on, but it's a misinterpretation. It's really one lens. It's trying to make sense of everything is possible and everything already exists. We could say that, yes, it exists in the physical, but it's not the way that we perceive it right now, okay? What it really means is every infinite possibilities and potentialities are true and are real because because this layer, this physical layer is not reality. Reality's further up the line, right? This is the projection. It's sort of like we can't see a star for millions of I don't know the actual number, but for millions of years or whatever because it's so far away and light travels slower. It's sort of like that. We're actually creating on higher dimensional levels and we are co-creating in the physical, and it's not even physical. This is a whole big chunk of information to try and convey. So let me just get more clarity on the words. And this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example. The fact that I can't find the words, which is trying to translate this huge concept, itty bitty box, right? What is that? The Aladdin, itty bitty leaving space. That's what it is. So I'm trying to take this huge understanding, and it comes to me all at once, but then it sort of spreads itself out and shows all of these different ways of conveying the message. That's what happens when I channel. Sometimes it's step by step, other times it's here's the whole body of knowledge, break it apart and explain it for people. So, what I'm trying to do is explain all of this, and it's just like what I'm trying to explain. It's so meta, right? Because this whole body of truth is all of the potentialities. We call them potentialities, but they're all in existence. And they all exist in the physical because physicality is not real. I don't really know another way to explain that. They all already exist because this is an illusion. It's just an illusion that's a bit more condensed that we believe in. Our consciousness is very powerful. Our consciousness is like a point within all of existence. It is the most focused point of our reality landscape. That's our consciousness. Now, our consciousness creates all sorts of things. It creates the physical, it creates time and the spacing of time. And we are trained into a particular type of consciousness. We're trained into a consciousness that tells us physical is real and it's this physical reality. Okay, so let's zoom back out. If we're talking about multiple different things happening at once, as in there is an Allison that exists in a totally different reality where I'm living in a different house and I have a different name and on it, it could be all of that. Yes, that exists, but because my point of consciousness is within this belief system that has created this illusion of physicality, this is the one that exists predominantly. I really hope that that makes sense. Meaning, yes, all of it exists, but there's only one that I'm really that my consciousness is at the finest point within. This is why when it comes to manifesting, we teach go up the line, go up the line, go up to the realms of um, recapitulating the brain, because the brain is what creates the programs, which brings it into denser focus. This is why we teach, you know, the unconscious parts of ourselves that are running the programs, reprogram that. And this is also why we teach go into the heart, because the heart connects you to your higher self, which is farther up that line of creation where you can change reality on a different level, to where you can wake up where there's a different physical reality, because physical reality isn't real. It's just our densest point of consciousness. And it's also, we've got blinders here, right? We've got blinders here, and that's part of the game. It's all part of the game. So when we're talking about anything you imagine is true, it's all true. If you die in a dream, that is a realm of imagination. That is a realm that's farther up the line of consciousness. This life is a dream. If you die in this life, it's also not real. But because your point of consciousness is that it's within the densest layer here, then this is the most real, and this is the one that you're going to experience. But if you have a dream of someone dying, and it's not true in this, those are just different layers of reality, but they're both true. Does that make sense? I'm asking as if you can answer me. I really hope this is landing, because it's fascinating information. It's all true. And the one that we're experiencing is where our consciousness is. So yes, anything can happen. You can wake up as a unicorn. Anything can happen. The reason that our point of focus is our consciousness, and our consciousness is what creates the truth in the physical that we experience, is because all of that light that's shining through from source into our higher selves, right? Our oversoul and our higher selves. And then boom, it comes into this focused layer of consciousness, because it's shining through the template, sort of like it's shining through the crystal that we created for ourselves. So we're shining that through, and it's automatically going to focus in a specific way. It's automatically going to shine a specific spectrum of colors based on the template that you created for yourself. Because it wouldn't be this game if you didn't do that. It wouldn't be this game if you didn't have a template. For all of that infinite light to shine through, we would just exist in infinite. But because there's some sort of focusing that's happening, it's taking infinite source light and bringing it into the truth of who you want it to be in this lifetime. Otherwise, when we exist in the all that is, we can be a unicorn at the same time as the sun. It's just the truth. We can experience all of that, but we create a template for ourselves to shine the light through, to have a unique individual experience. And that's where it gets fun. And it's also where we get blocked, because we're creating these parameters for ourselves. Some of the parameters work and some don't. Some of the parameters serve us and some of them don't. And that's also part of the game, is we get to pick apart, where is the shadow? Where is the shadow being cast, where we can open up to more light streaming through ourselves? And where are we meant to be? Meaning, who are we meant to be? This is why, even within this focused level of reality, people have near-death experience or actual death experiences where they come back. The reason for that is because within their template, there's so much choice, and there's a particular series of gateways that they actually desire to go through. There's a particular it's frequency. It's not so dense as we see it, right? It's not so dense. And hopefully that makes sense.